Hi, Min and Mishkat. Welcome, welcome. Good, I guess it's good morning. Good morning once again. And yes, I am back. It's been one hectic December, I guess. Yeah. So we'll be doing Oh, Chidorigato.
Oh, oh no. Let's
Oh
get in. There's the
no.
clone. Oh shit, I'm about to die.
Welcome also, Eternal. I'm actually quite late for Cito's interrogation, huh? Because Cito's event actually ended. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think so. Also, as usual, we'll be using CN voiceover. Still at work? Oh, it's okay. You can catch up in the VOD. Decembers are never work free. It's usually much more hectic during December. Ah, the leaks you saw. Oh, I haven't seen any Ceto interrogation leaks, fortunately. You're just gonna jump to Twitch? Wherever you want to watch, it's fine. Hi, have you seen Cat's Eye preview? It is. The sisters are so gorgeous. Also, hello, Orda Mary. Welcome, welcome. They're gorgeous. Also, it's there's no reprieve for our cubes, guys. There's no sinners that I don't want after anniversary. Man, what is this? Emergency? Distress signal. A top priority distress signal issued by the FAC requiring immediate response from the receiver. Oh, who's gonna use this? Who else would remind you about hydration? Ah, right. That reminds me, I haven't, I forgot to bring my water. I'll go grab some water before we start. What is this again? Immigration surveillance footage. Surveillance footage from the immigration during the conflict outbreak. It shows the entire process of a Rancor suspect breaking through security and entering this city. Sounds like Ceto. Yeah, sounds like her. Wait, let me grab some water because I forgot to grab one. I'll be right back. I'll be quick. You'll play the interrogation with me. Yes, let's go. Hold on, folks. Yay! I got my water. And we're ready for Ceto's interrogation. This will be CN voiced, okay? Because she doesn't have any voiceovers in EN. Left work now. I can watch what? work is priority, guys. But anyway, as long as you're fine with your work, let's go. Back in the city, there's no time to rest. You're immediately buried in a mountain of documents, racing to build a case. That rancors can be controlled even without restraints. It's a truth you've seen firsthand, essential for future battles, and proven by Ceto and the lighthouse keepers. But your report is still a jumble of notes and theories when the highest priority alarm shrieks through the bureau. I think I know who that is. The special Rancor protocol has been triggered. An S-class Rancor is at the border checkpoint, forcing their way in. Ceto is making a fuss, man. Okay. Finish your working hours already doing overtime. I see. Don't overdo the overtime. July 18, NF115, the day after returning to this city from the black tide at the White Sands border.
局长，你失联时积压的工作不是都清完了吗？怎么还有这么多新消息？是外面的情况又有什么变化吗？
Oh, wait. You need to read this, folks. Hold on. Where is my game? Okay, there you go. Wynn's gaze is fixed on your terminal, her worry etched in the furrow of her brow. The entire NBCC has been tiptoeing around you for days, speaking in hushed tones. Why though? That Wynn has broken that silence accord speaks volumes. You are a ghost of your former self, all sharp edges and shadowed eyes. With a heavy hand, you reach out and mute the terminal, finally silencing its relentless, pulsing stream of alerts. So, Chief probably doesn't look that well, huh? That's why everyone is wary of Chief. I would love to see a Chief that looks so haggard. Maybe that's just me. These are external materials I requested. I asked the intelligence department to organize them before sending, but apparently, I underestimated how much there would be. Exactly, right? Seems like Chief is already looks pale and thin, right? And now she's probably much more thinner because of the starvation that happened in the island. She looks so good when she's almost dead or dying or battered. Exactly my thoughts. We need more roughed up Chief. Where are we heading with this idea, huh? These are external materials I requested. I asked the intelligence department to organize them before sending, but apparently, I underestimated how much there would be.
是关于什么边境上岗计划的吧？好像叫守塔人，还有利刃的研究，不是超旧就是权限超高。我看他们折腾了好久呢。可这么多，局长看得过来吗？我可以帮忙。
What? Chief is definitely overworking herself again. The interrogation plays after BR005 was dealt with, right? According to here, I don't think so. Wait, it says here right after the black tide at the White Sands border. Black tide? I'm assuming this is the day after Chief returned from the island. I think this is it after VR005? I'm not sure, okay, but the black side is the incident with the island, right? If I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna check. Thank you. No, I need to review this myself. I have to prove that rancors can be controlled, even without restrictions, and justify my collaboration with them. This power will be essential for the conflicts to come. My experience with the Lighthouse Keepers is the best evidence I have. See, this power will be essential for the conflicts to come. I'm assuming this is before BR005. Yeah. But no matter what proof I give them, the higher-ups refuse to approve my collaboration with the Rancor units. They just see this power as a bunch of rabid dogs. I need more documentation. More evidence. More... A sudden violent shudder from your terminal cuts your rambling short. Wait. A highest priority emergency dispatch?
局长 ，FAC 边防部队发来紧急求援，称有身份不明的禁闭者假扮难民，尝试入城。同行的小女孩有疑似特征，疑似是被挟持的人质。
What? Ceto is holding a hostage. What is happening here? Shattered Blade happened 11587. Yeah. So this is definitely before.
目标所有前期检测登记均无问题，但未能通过新配置的利刃检测装置。FAC 立刻将警戒等级提至最高。
Oh, I see.
但其立刻选择爆发狂恶，强行入城，是狂级禁闭者。
An S-Class Rancor? Are we in direct conflict already?
是的，对利刃特别警戒机制已经启动，但压制失败，目标已经进入西区，这是特级紧急状况之一。NBCC 需要立刻响应，逮捕目标，保证城防安全。
The emergency is a slap to your senses, shocking your wary mind back into sharp, painful clarity. Coat slung over an arm, you grab the terminal and stalk toward the elevator. Your focus locked on Nightingale's report. Understood. I'm heading to the on-site command post immediately. In this city, rancor is a word steeped in the briny stench of blood and metal. You force your exhausted body into combat readiness, hoping this attack won't disrupt the report you've been preparing. Good luck, Chief.
局长，请往这边。我们已经按照刚刚制定的对利刃标准战术手册实施了火力压制，但效果不理想，只能拉开战线，防止目标强行突破。
I think about it. If you think about it, Shalom with her mark should be easily able to solve the rancor problem. Shalom with her mark? Really? That's an interesting thought. I guess so, if she can. That is indeed possible.
不过，协助疏散的支援小队目前已经全数撤回，作战区域已清空，您可以随时介入指挥。
But sadly, she's out of commission right now at this moment. But I really hope we see her someday, right, guys? According to data and their behavior, the target's speed and strength are significantly enhanced, but there are still signs of rationality. Your tactical decisions were sound. I miss her, me too. You burst onto the scene, and within moments are directed into the heart of the operational grid. The heat hits you first, then the choking scent of scorched metal and ash. Your eyes slit against the haze, every nerve ending tightening with the old cold familiarity of a live battlefield.
放下人质，放弃抵抗！我再重复一遍，你无法对抗吉斯城防。现在立刻放下人质，放弃抵抗！
This is her form of disguise, huh? I hope you recognize her immediately, Chief. Your assessment concludes the FAC's response was tactically sound. While they failed to capture the target, they successfully evacuated all civilians and contained their movement. The situation is more stable than you anticipated. Now, the problem is... Where's the hostage? Is that the girl on the target's back?
是的，后续简报中有注明，目标最初尝试的是以难民身份入境。他自称在沙海中遇见了其他团伙从迪斯城内拐骗的人质，要将其送回。但这种说法可信度不高。
I think she's not lying here. They're soldiers like Rahushalom has a special of dealing with soldiers. Yeah. Her way is very effective, right? It might be possible she got Shalom was out of the picture before even this incident happened because her power seems to be too OP. What? Yuri? What Yuri says, man?
我们更倾向于目标最初就是主动挟持人质，想要利用他潜入迪斯城。身份暴露后，目标依旧是掌控人质。我们必须考虑他利用人质要挟或者危害我方的可能。
Guys, I think this is all a misunderstanding. But I don't blame them into doing... I mean, into not trusting Ceto because they don't know her. Your eyes track the distant sinner, a lone figure holding her own against a storm of gunfire. Even from here, you can see the distinct bulge beneath her white sans cloak. It's the hostage, shielded and secure. You may not be a combat expert, but you recognize mastery when you see it. She flows through the chaos with a decisive grace, rising, falling, and evading without a single misstep, all while maintaining perfect stability for the person in her grasp. For confronting a rancor, the suppressive fire is being held back. They're prioritizing the hostage's safety. A confirmed city resident, so that's why she's acting so recklessly. Her movements are calculated. She seems skilled at attrition and crowd control. Is this formal training or just rancor instincts? But holding a rancor alone shouldn't make it feel so familiar. The style is agile, precise, and utterly fierce. A dance that never yields, evading every bullet while cutting through the suppressive fire. A ghost of a memory tugs at you. Oh, you've seen this style before. In the curtain of gunfire, she moves like a storm petrel. You wrench your gaze away. This isn't the time for unexplained intuition. You need to end this now, before the situation spirals beyond control. The hostage seems safe, for the moment, but I can't rely on the suspect's conscience. I need to create an opening to bind her movements with my shackles. Maybe if I reveal my command position, I can draw her in. Eh? Huh? What is happening? Cheater, that one catchy fan art you retweeted back on Twitter, I get. Oh! Catherine and Chief. Wait, I can't remember what it was, to be honest. I retweeted a lot. Shalom is in a war far more scary than even Augustus, since every ally could suddenly backstab him. Mind control is such a scary... It is a scary power. It's too OP, I think. The dull flood of bodies hitting the ground snaps you from your thoughts. Your head jerks up just in time to see the rancor wielder shatter the defensive line, charging directly at you. She spotted you, and she may know exactly what you're worth. Amidst the chaos, the rancor wielder abandons all defenses. With sudden terrifying purpose, she charges, cutting a direct path toward you, as if the intervening soldiers were mere ghosts. The FAC troops react, surging forward to form a barricade of flesh and steel. It's futile. The S-Class Sinner doesn't break stride, effortlessly kicking them aside like scattered stones. Damn! She's so cool, man. In a heartbeat, the path between you is clear. Play along. Hi, Walderge! Welcome. Also, is the volume... Maybe that's too low for you guys. There you go. There's no time to think, only to act. You stand your ground, refusing to dodge, your gaze locked on the approaching figure. Every ounce of your will is focused on finding the perfect moment to unleash your shackles. Under your intense focus, the world distorts. Time stretches and sound warps. The clash of metal and the FAC captain's warning cry reach your ears a critical second too late. A dagger, drawn from beneath the sinner's cloak, scrapes against a soldier's armor. The shower of sparks still dances in your vision, yet you remain rooted, paralyzed by the instinct or inevitability. Ceto?
是你。
Long time no see. Oh, wait. Is it really a long time no see? Then a gust of wind. It tears back the assailant's hood and sweeps the dust from the air. The cheap fabric flies away, revealing the face hidden in shadow, and a pair of slightly widened, hauntingly familiar eyes. I can't believe it. They did not recognize each other, man. I'm surprised. I guess Ceto recognizes Sheep as like the head of the operation. That's why she was heading her way. She saw wife and acted immediately. Understandable. The Rancor wielder who kidnapped a girl forced her way through the city gates, infiltrated Syndicate, and violently resisted arrest. Turns out to be Ceto. Press and hold the shackles. Your hand acts on instinct. Your fragile shackles reaching Ceto a heartbeat before the FAC's strike. A dozen questions flash through your mind, but one truth eclipses them all. A confrontation between her and the FAC must be prevented at all costs. It could only end in ruin. You have to move first to seize control. But there's no time to explain.
你控制我。
Wait, doesn't she know that the shackles can control sinners? I hope this does not hurt her feelings. Oh dear, this might seem like a betrayal for her. Now that, yeah, it's the first time. Yeah, Chief does not forcibly taken control of Ceto in the event, right? A crimson light bleeds through her sand-colored cloak as the mental channel between you slams open once again. Her emotions hit you not as a wave, but a raw, violent storm. This connection is agonizingly familiar. The very bond that once made you comrades in the churning tides. I don't mean to harm you. I know you must have your reasons for all this.
你和他们是一边的。
Oh no!
我要威胁这里。
This is all a fucking misunderstanding! Wait! Her gaze locks with yours. A maelstrom of incomprehension, anger, and coldness that chills you to the bone. You try to form words, but help arrives with its predictability, catastrophic timing. I know, right? Fuck the timing of all this. Past to misunderstanding, exactly.
局长，干得漂亮！快后撤，小心目标反击！来人，局长已经成功使用枷锁，目标已经被控制，抓紧！
你也是来抓我的。
Oh my god, please. Don't just... Could you please calm down? No, that's not it. The FAC soldiers, your dutiful protectors, shove you into their designated safety zone without a chance to object. Your shouts are swallowed by the chaos. Helpless, you watch as Ceto, her movements still hampered by your shackles, loses her balance and falls hard to the ground. Man! I hate to see this! I don't want... I'm kind of imagining it similar to what happened with Jasmine, man. We broke her trust. Yeah, we just did. Soldiers swarm over her, pinning her limbs while shouting the mantra of the moment. Dangers rancor again and again. She struggles to lift her head, her eyes desperately searching the crowd for you. Each time she finds your gaze, a soldier forces her face back into the dirt. That's too much, guys. Don't hurt her. I know her. Let her go. I'll take responsibility. Let her go. But the FAC is lost in the euphoria of subduing an S-class threat. Only Ceto hears your voice. She manages to lift her head, sees your anxiety, and answers you with a cold, bitter snort.
别在那上蹿下跳的了，多管闲事。这和你无关，滚远点，别掺和进来。
Oh, even despite this feeling of betrayal, when Ceto heard Chief's voice trying to stop the FAC, she's saying, "Don't worry about me. Now back off. I'll take care of myself." She's deliberately cutting ties with you. Why? You're hiding something, aren't you? What are you really trying to do? If someone is threatening you, you could just tell me. I can help. Ceto ignores you, then suddenly freezes. Her struggle is ceasing as she stares at something behind you. The tension drains from her body all at once. Defeated, she allows the soldiers to lead her away without another ounce of resistance. I think she was just trying to take home the city citizen they were talking about earlier. Man, the FAC really shouldn't corner an S-rank sinner like this. Multiple have shown being able to resist. Yeah, exactly. But, well, they have to do what they have to do. It's their job. Again, Jasmine, this is the 6th time Chief gets Jasmine flashbacks, right? You turn to follow her gaze. There, standing with the female sheriff, is the young hostage girl, rescued immediately after Ceto's arrest. Wrapped in a warm blanket and clutching a steaming drink, she is safe. Thank God.
局长，我接到报告说禁闭者已收容，你还好吗？有受伤吗？
Your adjutant vaults from the transport and closes the distance between you and in hurried strides, concern written on her face. Wife is concerned. You wrench your gaze from the little girl and meet her with a shake of your head. I'm fine. I know that rancor wielder, and I've used my shackles on her before. Thanks to that, we managed to keep the situation from spiraling completely out of control. But the woman I know holds no ill will toward the city. She isn't the type to orchestrate a kidnapping or an attack for personal gain. There must be another reason. Now that the FAC has captured her, can we still get access to her for interrogation? Your mind replays that final image of Jasmine. Again! Etch in there is... Same here! When Ceto was being bound by the FAC, and I that's also on my mind. Like, it's Jasmine again. The uncertainty of how other departments will handle Ceto fades next to one clear truth. An interrogation is the greatest opportunity you will get. for the case and for her. I bet the little girl is related to one of her comrades in Ceto saber. That is possible. We'll see. We need to interrogate her. And Ceto will not be a happy puppy in the interrogation room. No, she will not be. Also, while I was doing the thumbnail for the interrogation, I saw her hands are bound. So I'm guessing she's probably going to be wild, perhaps, in the interrogation room. Yet Nightingale hesitates, words caught in her throat, as she hands you the terminal.
我明白您的想法，局长，但也许在审查之前，您得先看看这个。
Need to see this first? What? The cold screen light stutters, then stabilizes as the connection seals. The face that appears is unfamiliar, an official whose smile is a perfunctory gesture, starkly at odds with the cold, assessing hardness in his eyes. His identity tag marks him as part of the newly formed City State Security Bureau. Doesn't sound like a very trustworthy guy.
局长，现场指挥辛苦了。您果然很擅长解决这类情况，但遗憾的是，这次的事件可能没那么简单。那个利刃身份可疑，行为危险，我们怀疑他背后有人指使。
No, she is acting alone. Oh my goodness gracious, these people are. They think the rank. If they hear rancor. They probably cannot sleep well because they're afraid of the horrors that they've made themselves. Fuck. A wife worried about another wife being taken away, and the chief's life is difficult. It is. Hopefully as well as Cynic's was. Ooh, we'll see. Yeah, our poor misunderstood cat. I know, right? These people are so fucking afraid of the things they made themselves. Damn it.
当然，也有可能是一个组织，毕竟利刃嘛，你也知道的，他们一直在酝酿更大的针对迪斯的阴谋。我们希望您立刻启动特殊审查流程，尽全力获取情报。
External actor. Guy was trapped since she was shelled for over 20 years in the black. Exactly! They're overly judging her just because she is capable of wielding a rancor. And to think that Ceto is trying to protect the lighthouse all by herself for the hope of sending a message somehow to the city, right? And yet this is how they fucking treat her, the audacity. It's too early to draw conclusions. The details don't add up. She took a hostage, but her primary actions was protecting that girl. She engaged only combatants and had no backup. She also never once weaponized her rancor against anyone. That's not the pattern of a calculated attack. I don't see the hand of an organization here. Not yet. Despite his mild tone, the official's attitude is impervious to challenge. His every word meticulously engineered to serve his agenda.
这可真像您会说的话呀，局长阁下。我早听过您那些可圈可点的理想主义，但您肯定也明白，利刃的存在，迪斯旧军的存在，本身对迪斯城来说就是威胁。
I want to smack his head like, bro, without these people, without you guys using and throwing them away, the city wouldn't have prospered like this. The audacity. I call it that officially corrupt bastard blaming Ceto for his crimes. I'm guessing he's too prejudiced against Rancor and Discord. Because basically, this is like, he seems to be a guy who is, your typical bureaucrat, you know, trying to avoid any issues with his job. So he's trying to blame everything that he can, even though this person is innocent. The government are such piece of shits toward sinners over ill. That's true, exactly.
那是一群不可控的人形武器，精神不正常的战争疯子，再配上唯恐天下不乱的流亡军阀，我们难道能期待他们给我们带来的不是混乱，而是保家卫国的惊喜吗？
You're just pissing us off, dude. You don't know the truth.
局长阁下，请您明白，利刃没有理智，不能以常理揣测。我们需要知道是谁派来了这样一个不定时炸弹，这都是为了迪斯和迪斯人民的安全着想。
My thoughts exactly. For the safety of the city, I will be conducting the interrogation and leading the investigation. I brought her in. If I hand her over prematurely and your people miss a crucial detail due to procedural haste, that negligence would be on me. Refuse to back down. The official, recognizing a futile debate, chooses to disengage, or perhaps simply disdains to entertain what he sees as your sophistry. Huh.
那来谈谈审查方案吧。我们同意第一轮可以由您负责执行，但请谅解，事关重大，我们会指定流程和问题清单，全程监察。途中有任何警戒要素，我们都会立刻接手。
The audacity. That sentence is like, I will let you interrogate her first, but if anything happened, then I will have full jurisdiction on this rancor or something like that. This core are a difficult subject, but they were heroes in Independence War, but afterwards many committed crimes after falling into rancor madness, and Raven used them to become a dictator to hate. Somewhat understand. Yeah, it is understandable, sure, but what feels wrong is treating these people like everyone is the same. Welcome back, Min. Like they are, just because they belong to Discord, everyone is already bad. Like, it's a blanket statement. That's what is not right in here. I understand why they have a distrust. This official has a distrust toward Discord overall, but it's not... He doesn't know everything. Man. Waiting for a cab. Stay safe, man. It's probably already late on that side also.
我相信您的专业判断。 毕竟我们的目标都是一致的，就是排除一切不稳定因素。我是说，一切。
What a loaded statement. We share the same goal, after all, to neutralize all threats to our stability. All of them. A perfunctory goodbye, and the line goes dead. You stand rigid, staring at the screen, watching the pulse of the indicator light slow, and then blink out completely.
局长，关于历任嫌疑人赛托的审查安排文件已经被下发了。据说后续还会有一份具体问题清单发到您终端上。关于这次审查，您打算怎么办？
Can we just take Ceto out of the city? I don't trust the government, man. So treat her well. How much safer can we work in the area? Oh, right. Now, when you go out, well, I guess in your place it's safe. For me, in my place, I wouldn't wander out at this time of at night. First, have Win pull all external files on the border outpost from my terminal. As long as the interrogation happens at MBCC, in our facility, we still control the room. I noted Rancor Wielder, the lighthouse keeper Ceto. I trust my judgment of her. Yeah, I trust my judgment on Ceto. We always have a distrust toward random this city official, right? The Rancor suspect who kidnapped a girl forced her way through the city gates and evaded capture in Syndicate turns out to be Ceto. Why is she here? Why would she do these things? The Ceto you know would never stir up conflict out of malice. The more you want to prove the lighthouse keeper Ceto's ability to control this dangerous weapon, and the more you hope to leverage the... Where were we? And the more you hope to leverage this to establish cooperation with Rancor wielders, the less you can afford to release her purely out of trust, creating an opening that other factions could exploit. You must use the interrogation to uncover her true motives and their origins, right? I guess this interrogation happened at a time where... yeah, well, there's a lot of distrust inside the city. Officially, Ceto is labeled a Rancor suspect who took hostages and breached the city with malicious intent. Paranoid about their city's defenses, the leadership is now demanding that you force a confession that aligns with their conspiracy theory. Oh, fuck these people! They're gonna fabricate evidence against Ceto, man. I hate these fucking officials. You're trapped between the leadership's heavy-handed pressure and Ceto's defiance. Yet in this tense standoff, your mission is clear. Cut through the noise, earn her trust, and uncover the truth, right? I hate this motherfucker. Yeah, I hate them so much also. Question list. A list of questions sent by high-ranking officials of the City-State Security Bureau. It's been revised multiple times and only barely finalized at the last minute. That's quite questionable procedures, but... Oh, hi.
这么快又见面了？
Wow.
第四人。哼，对了，这里全是第四人。
Her, yeah. She's manspreading. Damn. Is that a high rank? No, we're just a dog in the city. I don't need to be so defensive. I do trust you.
那你就是这样相信我的？
That's be spreading, I guess so. This is your trust. This is the way. This is the only way we could secure you. Okay. The simple addition of a remote observer watching through the cameras transformed the familiar interrogation room into something alien. A blast of cold air sweeps through as Ceto sits with a defiant posture, her arms bound by metal restraints threaded through leather. These extreme security measures are a perfect embodiment of the fear and wariness the city's leadership holds for Rancors, an attitude Ceto has clearly internalized. It is no wonder, then, that her every word drips with sarcasm. These are precautions. Similar interrogations are normally handled by the MBCC alone, but this case is an exception. I'll be honest with you. Our conversation is being monitored by several guests.
恕我打断，局长阁下。
啊，
但向嫌犯透露此类无关信息，是您深思熟虑后的决策吗？我看不出这对审查有什么帮助。
Could you just fucking shut up, dude? Let us do our job.
看来旁听的客人可不打算只旁听，什么坦诚不坦诚的，原来你说了也不算数。
Oh god. I hate to see... I hate to hear that sense of betrayal in her. Dear Lord. Ceto's enhanced hearing, a common trait among sinners, leaves no syllable of your internal dispute a secret. The derisive snort she lets out is a clear and mocking judgment on the ridiculousness of your team's discord. It is my decision. I am directly responsible for this interrogation, and my experience supports my judgment. Honesty facilitates communication. A firm, deliberate push is your only answer to the warning. Then you lift her head, your eyes meeting Ceto's in a stare as steady as stone. And that's what I want you to know, Ceto. I'm here to find the truth, to resolve this peacefully. We don't have to be adversaries.
我可是冲卡进了第四的利刃，难道你想说，你和我是一边的？挂在你耳朵上的那些背后灵答应吗？
If we're talking about sides, my position is neutral. I'm not here to pass judgment. As I said, I believe you have your reasons, and I will ensure you have the chance to state them. Ceto's gaze cuts with razor-sharp intensity, her presence as imposing as that of the city officials. Your self-claimed neutrality is also a line for the puppet masters in your ear. In truth, you are maneuvering to secure the most advantageous position for her, ensuring her arguments are properly seen. You will seize every opportunity to make it so. Thank you, Chief. Let's start with the little girl. You protected her carefully during the fighting. That suggests you meant her no harm. How did you come to be with her?
没怎么接触，路上捡的。
On the road? Records show you have no entry or exit documentation, and your attempt to enter was blocked. Are you saying you found her outside the city?
是，她被拐到外面了。你们这城邦确实漏得像个筛子，不该进的能进来，不该出的能出去。
Oh my god!
要不是我心血来潮捡了她，
The
她
poor
现在已经
little
被卖到沙海的
girl.
不知道哪个角落了。
I think that little girl is kind of involved in something like a human trafficking. And Ceto just saved her. Are you saying the reason you gave at the border was actually true? You weren't lying or taking hostage? You were just trying to take her home?
我有骗你们的必要？要不是带个累赘，你们那些兵留不下我。如果我真想一个人进城逛一圈，根本不用浪费时间耍这些花招。
She has a point. Ceto's attitude is far from earnest, but her explanation holds a grim logic. Your experience, however, flags lingering discrepancies that keep you from fully accepting her story. But if that's true, you weren't trying to illegally enter. There was no need to force the checkpoint and cause that chaos. Why not just tell the customs officer what you're telling me now? Unless the customs officer is involved in some shady shenanigans. Of course, Ceto wouldn't trust her. Or that person.
去问那些不分青红皂白就拿枪指人的家伙吧，也许你会愿意和他们好好谈谈。但我可是利刃，只会用刀和人谈的战斗疯子，我没这个逆来顺受的习惯。
Oh? So the custom officer pointed their gun first? Seems like another case of prejudice against possible outlanders who are just trying to get inside the city for safety. It's so sad that Ceto can't even trust Chief properly despite being such a silly situation with all the accusations. Exactly. Despite all the experiences they shared together in the island. And then this shit happened, man.
你知道我是从什么样的环境里活下来的？谁威胁我，我做掉谁。
Hey, girl, that doesn't help your case. Could you hold down that temper? Oh, fuck. Oh, there's bot. Fuck off, bot. Yeah, now isn't the time for your stubborn pride. It's because I've spent time with you that I know. I like the second part. It's because I've spent time with you that I know you're a soldier, a lighthouse keeper. Your enemies are hundreds of times more vicious than any border guard. Your blade was wielded to tear monsters apart. Whether you admit it or not, you've stood for this city before. With or without the rancor, you don't start fights without reason. You'd consider it beneath you. You're still hiding something from me. I know it. That option was so intimate. Yeah. It shows they have a connection in the island, right? It gonna be like isekai protagonist that buys all the child's life, then let them just live on the farm as children. Every chill isekai plot. No, I think this is entirely different. Her silence is not a surrender, but a fortress. Though her glare sharpens, the flinch in her eyes confirms it. You found a crack in Ceto's armor. Seizing the opening, you draw out that half-finished report. I haven't mentioned this yet. Upon returning to the city, I filed a report on the lighthouse keeper's achievements, but many still refuse to believe anyone can resist the Rancor's influence, so I've been gathering evidence. I want to prove that even under severe mental erosion, the lighthouse keepers never lost their humanity. Ceto, you are the last soldier of the Lighthouse 7. Your actions are the most compelling evidence. If you don't want your name to be synonymous with madness, tell me your reasons.
你是在拿守塔人的声誉威胁我吗？
No! We're trying to help you! How do we convince this jumpy cat, man? I'm really loving the Perfect Vote event. It is very good. It's one of my favorite events from last year. I've streamed it. If you guys are interested, it's in my YouTube channel. Also, I haven't read Bianca's Interrogation, so we're gonna read that also. I'm doing this because I understand you. I trust you. I want to help. See? She wants to help! Come on, please. Just an ounce of trust. A chorus of sharp, staticky protests erupts in your earpiece, but you drown them out. Your gaze locked with Ceto's. You search your eyes desperately for a glimmer of the bond once forged in the crucible of death. For a long moment, your words hang in the air, and Ceto's gaze falls. When she finally looks up, her lips twist into something sharp and ambiguous. Not a smile, but a blade thinly disguised as one.
这些天没见，你也还是那么犟。真这么想知道？
Yeah, please be honest, so that we can get you out of the shit. You did read Bianca's Interrogation. No, I haven't. That's why I don't know the epilogue of Perfect Vote. The last time I've seen of Bianca is her plunging down the building. Right? I watched your Rainbows and Flora on for... Those are ancient VODs. The quality is not that good, and even the sound quality of my mic ain't that good. But I'm glad you guys still watch it. I appreciate it, really. You love to watch a Bianca Interrogation. We'll do that. I don't think I'm gonna be busy this week, so we can definitely read it.
就自己亲眼看看吧。
See for myself, what? Just as you suspected, the restraints could never hold her. In a single fluid motion, she closes the distance. Her bound hands snap up, her fingers locking around your wrist like a vice. A searing light erupts from the shackles, piercing the space between you.
一个人带着他穿过沙海回到迪斯，小崽子可真是有福气啊！要不是碰上这么个艺高人胆大的，自个儿是肯定回不来了。
Oh, she was just showing the chief what happened. Okay, great.
是啊是啊，您真是太厉害了，不愧是禁闭者。来，这个单子给您，登记都已经做完了，您往那边去过一下安检，然后直走到最后，把单子给工作人员就行。
Wait, I am mistaken. The customs officer are actually quite nice. They were nice. Wait, is Ceto trying to protect these people? Because they might lose their job because they easily let them in? And then the alarm went off? Oh shit.
安检，进来前不是已经过了一次了吗？
哈，外面那个是检测狂鳄用的。 主要是禁闭者登记。
Oh shit！
里面这个是刚加的。
Oh shit！
用来检测那个什么。
Oh shit！
利刃。最近上面查的紧，说是放进去一个，我们都得吃不了兜着走。
Oh shit！ They were nice when they did not think that Ceto is in possession of a rancor, man. Ceto faltered momentarily at the words. Fortunately, her hood was pulled low, and her shock passed in a heartbeat. By the time the other glanced her way, she had mastered her expression. She gave the girl's hand a gentle squeeze, making a silent promise that she would handle this. Their heroic crossing immediately drew the officer's attention, their gazes sharp with confusion and impatience. In one fluid motion, Ceto swept the girl into her arms, holding her close, and with feigned nonchalance, strode briskly through the newly set the door. Oh shit. Oh. Instantly, crimson lights strobed, and a piercing alarm shattered the air. The synchronized clack-clack of weapons being loaded echoed sharply through the space. Ceto's eyes swept her surroundings. The dark barrels of every stationed guard were now leveled directly at her and the child in her arms. Man, just because she has a rancor.
你是利刃？
是又怎样？听着，我没想瞒你们，也没有骗你们，我之前说的都是真的。 如果迪斯不欢迎利刃，我可以承诺我不进城，立刻就走。只要你们把这女孩带进去，送她回家。你们之前也确定过了吧？她确实是迪斯人。
It is so sad, and no one believed her, of course. Ceto remained still, her gaze steady as one of the customs officers frantically scrambled behind the protective circle. In a deliberate act of peace, she kept her hands in clear view. The girl held gently in her arms as proof of her benign intent. Her calm was met not with understanding, but with his frantic, hysterical shouting. Bruh. Man.
你以为我会信吗？你们是喜欢砍人的疯子，你会有这么好心帮一个小女孩？
They are too fucking prejudiced with rancors. Should you burger? Sure, why not? Oh, I think you're gonna eat. That sounds familiar. Is that Burger King? It's interesting how sinners are treated now compared to the beginning. Chief really changed a lot. Yeah. Chief now cared so much and empathized so much with the sinners. That's right.
哎，也不用这么一竿子打死吧。听说涅槃港那群老兵，关键时候能有点用呢。
See, listen to this lady. Someone who has sense.
你是不是还觉得司仪能认出家里人啊？那都是假的。杀人狂懂个屁的忠诚，迪斯，发起病来管你3721，就是砍。别愣着了，快滚过来！你是怕他杀你不够近不够快吗？ 说不定那个小崽子也是个见鬼的利刃呢。
What the
你这胳膊
fuck?
腿儿还不够他们一下的。
Ceto's increasingly threatening gaze failed to resolve the situation, instead provoking the customs officer into more extreme reactions. Forcing herself to suppress her emotions, she turned toward a soldier who was steadily aiming his weapon. Their eyes met, making a silent exchange between two warriors that spoke volumes.
我们不能让这孩子进去。上面下发的指令是，凡与利刃有接触的人、事、物，不问缘由，都是重大城邦安全隐患，不经严密盘查不能进城。盘查的手段，不是这孩子能扛住的。
No wonder Ceto was fighting. It's because they won't even accept the child. What the fuck? You're having dinner. Oh, enjoy your dinner. It's fine.
明明我什么都没做呢，因为一把兵器就能平白无故把人当成怪物、疯子、杀人狂。
The standoff had drained all the oxygen from the air. Ceto broke the silence with a cold laugh. Deftly, she swung the girl onto her back and unleashed her mania. The stalemate shattered, and the defensive perimeter dissolved as the S-class sinner burst through their blockade as effortlessly as a storm petrel cutting through a curtain of rain.
既然你们是这样想的，那我不用利刃的方法解决问题，岂不是很对不起你们吗？虚伪的懦夫！
他冲进去了，我带队追击，你们赶紧发报告给 MBCC 请求支援，最高级警报。
Your earpiece buzzes with static and urgent voices, a reality you deliberately push away. Nothing is more important than bearing witness to this memory. They asked for it, exactly. And I don't think things would get resolved if Ceto would just back down, because they won't even accept the child. It would have been... the child would need to have... If Ceto left there, the child would be left vulnerable, I think. I think that's the only way out. Now we understand. They're there. You see the exact moment the insults about the lighthouse keepers hit Ceto. A tremor runs through her, her voice sinking into a guttural range as every muscle in her frame locks solid. A sharp creak from the interrogation chair underscores the immense pressure building within her, a stark contrast to the deceptively calm expression she maintains.
事情就是这么简单。我其实很清楚你说的那些，因为我早就见过这些嘴脸了，我也做出了我的选择。那些白色的大块头，我根本不知道是什么东西。他们念的法条，我更是没听说过。
You love mushroom burgers. I
我没有
like
心理负担。
burgers with lots of cheese. No crunchy stuff like bacon or pickles. I like mine the 4 cheese in Burger King. I'm sorry about the prejudices you've faced. You have every right to be angry, but by lashing out, by fulfilling their worst expectations, is that a truth you choose for yourself?
破坏、杀戮，我原本也只懂这些，靠这些活下来了。他们没说错。
The problem is Ceto is not used into... She's not used to using her words to defend herself. She uses this she used fighting instead. Man. Who decided that that's all you are? Oh, I like this. Who decided that's all you are? Isn't protection your true skill? Defending your lighthouse? Protecting that little girl?
局长阁下，请不要再进行刻意的引导了。
You shut up. The voice in your earpiece turns sharp, the official's patience snapping. The veneer of politeness vanishes, replaced by naked anger as he abandoned all pretense. You're trying. This people. He's really trying to push. To implicate Ceto. Man, we won't allow
就
that.
算你能巧舌如簧，将事态定义为一次善意的无奈之举，也无法改变他暴虐失控、目无法纪的事实。我想，我们这边提供的问题清单
fuck off.
能对迪斯城邦安全更有助益。
We don't want to read that questioning that would I think that questions they prepared are for Ceto to be implicated. Man.
至少他能提供一些切入口，毕竟我们需要的是他背后的情报。
He doesn't
他说
have
得越
a
多越好
backer. Shut
也
up.
希望您枷锁的感知力能给我们带来一些惊喜，一些深层信息，比如指使他的幕后黑手。
Sometimes he just wants the city to blow up, huh? Final seconds of your hard-won leeway drain away. You meet Ceto's gaze searching for a reprieve, but find only an impassive mask. She has heard the official's demand and offers no objection. Trapped between two immovable forces, you have no choice. With a stiff, reluctant motion, you open the document and begin to read, your voice tight. Man. Question. Where did you obtain your rancor?
守塔人传给我的。
Next question. Where the lighthouse keepers affiliated with Discourse?
数个屁！灯塔直到熄灭为止，都没能和守塔人以外的势力有过接触。
在架构上，守塔人是否隶属旧军？
She just said no! Fuck off!
是。
Oh, come on.
第三个问题，
Oi. Did Discord provide you with financial support? No, I object. Isn't this question deliberately leading? Exactly!
他手里的刀难道不是资助的直接证据吗？
No! You!
继续。
Can we just assassinate this dude? Spending so much time surviving alone does that to a person, but now she has a wife to help her. Exactly. This dude is infuriating. Man. The pointless interrogation drags on, draining the room of all energy. Ceto's patience has frayed to a breaking point, and your voice is now a dull monotone. Finally, you reach the last few questions on the list. Tests show a fragment from other rancor is attached to yours. Is this fragment connected to your attack? Your voice dies in your throat. As revelation hits, you see the same stunned realization drawn on Ceto. A shared shock that clearly pleases the official. His next question comes softly, but it's preceded by a wave of static and crackles like a serpent's warning, the sound feeling unnervingly slick and moist against your ear.
怎么不往下读了呢，局长阁下？请记住，您的行为全程受到监察。我建议您不要因为多余的个人情感和判断，
Please
跳过
shut
或修改
up.
问题。
Did you plan to kidnap the hostage, bring her into the city, and use that fragment to corrupt her from an attack? Were these actions ordered by the lighthouse keepers or Discourse? You hold the fraying threads of your control until the question hangs complete in the air. The silence that follows is the sound of your composure breaking. Deliberately, you turn a searing gaze upon the camera, realizing it was a calculated act to keep you in the dark. What rancor fragment? I was never informed about this.
请不要激动，我们也是在最后关头才发现这个残片的，它可是被藏得很好。
What?
也许是因为 这个利用利刃扰乱迪斯的阴谋里，所谓的人质和碎片，才是真正的炸弹。
But I filed a complete report on Ceto's identity. Her rancor's origin is properly documented, along with its limited purpose. This sounds like a predetermined theory. Are you going to condemn a soldier who dedicated her life to the city over a single rancor fragment?
这确实只是一种猜测，局长阁下。但您有其他可信理论能解释他对碎片的隐瞒吗？无意冒犯，但我们的工作就是排查一切安全隐患。 哪怕您觉得它很荒谬。
The hostage is also a fucking weapon. Who did that to her, man? And Chief was not fucking informed. No wonder Ceto and the little girl passed through the security screening together. Ceto doesn't want to reveal that the little girl actually has a rancor fragment, bro.
我相信您还记得，他在通过检测时刻意抱起了人质。或许这正是因为他要用自己的利刃波动遮掩，让人误以为只有一个利刃，好照我们一个措手不及。
Oh my god. The official twist every fact into something sinister, reducing the girl to a mirror bomb component. Your shackles tremble with the raw, churning heat of Ceto's emotions, and you fear she is on the verge of splintering. Then you look up. Her expression is a lake of perfect calm, its serene surface giving no hint of the depths below.
这就是你们费尽心思编出的故事吗？想象力倒是很丰富。可惜我还是那句话。 我有什么必要做这么复杂的事，还带个累赘
？No，
我一个人杀进来，你们拦得住我吗
？I think the FEC and those custom officials will be basically useless against her.
既然被你们发现了，那我就不装了。是，那小鬼就是个幌子。
No，
我特意买来。
Don't say that. What are you doing?
要是早知道新加了一道坎只能硬来，我还省了。
The watching official Ceto's demeanor is unwavering, but through the shackles you feel what churns beneath her cold exterior. A storm of anger, calculation, and anxiety. She's performing. But why? You rip the earpiece out, throw it to the floor, and turn off the camera, severing the connection.
喂，你做什么？
She's trying to protect the child. She is, but Chief can find a way. Don't try to implicate yourself more. Relax. I'm not the one in the crosshairs here. You are. What are you hiding? I can't protect you if I don't know what we're dealing with. What's so important you'd rather take the fall than talk? He can't hear us, so tell me the truth now.
坦白一切，像你，还是像有自己一套偏见和看法的迪斯人？
They could resort to more extreme measures against you at any moment. When that happens, you won't even get a chance to explain yourself, and that kid won't be any safer for it.
可就算一个利刃告诉你们这就是真相，会有人信吗？
If it's the chief, she would believe you. Please. I will believe you, and I will make everyone else believe too. I'll make them see.
看到。
Yes, exactly what you're thinking. You won't have to say a word. You won't have to prove a thing. Just give me your trust and let me touch your past. Let me shoulder this for you. I promise I won't betray the trust. A long, tense silence fills the room. Ceto leans forward, her gaze as dissecting as it was during your first encounter. You hold it, unblinking. An eternity seems to pass before she finally reclines in her chair. No words are spoken, but you know this is her silent consent. Almost immediately, communications from the officials is restored to the bureau. This time, it bypasses your earpiece entirely, channeling directly to Nightingale. A moment later, the red eye of the surveillance camera flickers back to life.
您是来给我们一个解释的吗？关于你擅自行动、无视指示的行为，我想我们确实是需要谈谈。
This guy would be a perfect second punching bag for Chief. Yeah. Or I want our sinners to just off him right now. The other one really needs company. Yeah, we need to beat this guy up. Cause there's no sense talking to him. It's like talking to a fucking wall. Sorry to disappoint you, but I won't be apologizing. I've said all I need to on the matter. Going in circles with Ceto is a waste of time. She won't give you the answers you want, and she won't get what she needs. As long as this trust crisis persists, this deadlock will get us nowhere. The only way through this is with verifiable truth, and for that I have a proposal. One that serves everyone's interest and is far more efficient. You rise and cross to the corner, your eyes lifting to confront the camera's stairwell curve. You know they're there, watching, waiting for this exact show of defiance. But the thought is a distant one, a fact that no longer holds any power over you. Let them have their moment. Yes, it's what you're thinking. Experiments have proven that the shackles can resonate with a rancor. I can use that to explore the wielder's mindscape. To a point. However, the mania contamination levels on the rancor are extremely high. Safe resonance requires the wielder's stability and cooperation. That's why the procedure is officially not recommended. You don't have the authority to order it. But if I volunteer and willingly accept all consequences, that changes everything. You question my judgment, but keep me on this case. Isn't this the move you were waiting for?
我不明白您的意思。我们从未窥探其他部门的机密研究，也没有引导过您的行动。但城邦安全高于一切，我们确实对您的提案持开放的态度。
Hydrate? Okay, thank you for the hydrate. Oh shit, I just saw Eternal and Mishkat's hydrate. Okay, I will. Thank you so much. So one more. Cheers. Aight, we're good. He's acting as if he does not know what Chief just said. We do not involve ourselves in other departments' classified research, nor have we guided your actions in any way. Oh, come on. However, city security is our paramount concern. Your proposal does have our attention.
那么接下来，您需要什么？
That rancor fragment. Your so-called evidence. The voice on the line slips back into its ingrating pleasantness. A clear signal that your strategic dance has entered a new phase. Against a pristine white backdrop, your consciousness is violently wrenched downward into the depths. All your senses are submerged in a slowly flowing liquid. Sound blurs into a dull roar, and images drift like phantoms around you. It's small Ceto again. Hi, refrain. Welcome. Sniff. Okay, go ahead. Suddenly, quick footsteps shatter the blur. A little girl, clutching something to her chest, dashes past, leaving only a glimpse of her defiant, retreating form.
不用帮我，我能行。
Is this the hostage Ceto was protecting? As you watch the girl disappear into the distance, instincts compels you to give chase. Are you alright? As if weighed down by the heavy object in her arms, She loses her balance and falls before she can get far. Your heart lurches as you rush to her side, but she simply sits up, stubbornly wiping her face with her sleeve before turning to look at you. This music reminds me of Rainburst. It is. It's part of Rainburst, alright. I wish we had Shalom talk with those officials. I wish we have that capability, man. Ceto? You freeze in your tracks, your heart skipping a beat. This girl, struggling with an enormous metal gear, is not the hostage. You're witnessing Ceto's own story, a memory from her childhood. Wow, more backstory for Ceto. Okay. It's not going to be tragic, right? Man, your mission is a delicate balancing act. Wait, let's read this on the... Let's read this properly here. Your mission is a delicate balancing act. When Ceto's trusts while gathering the evidence needed to prove her innocence to a suspicious city leadership, the task is fraught with difficulty. Throughout the interrogation, Ceto remains defiant and uncooperative. Her defenses seemingly impenetrable, yet you remain undeterred. You are certain this destructive persona is a facade, a shield hiding someone capable of far more than ruin. Path to sad backstory, sadly. As your shackles resonate with a rancor, you are plunged into Ceto's memories. The familiar lighthouse dissolves into foreign visions of her deepest self. You don't know what you'll find, but you know it holds the key to your dilemma, to her regrets, and to breaking the lock of prejudice forged by a history of tyranny. Yeah, fuck that prejudice! What? Candy wrapper. An old-fashioned candy wrapper. So worn and crumpled that the printing on it is now completely illegible. Huh. The first two phases ended pretty quick compared to Catherine's It is, because Catherine's interrogation is like another event. It's so freaking long. This one, it feels quite short, to be honest. Oh, we're back. The scene feels hauntingly familiar. Wind, carrying the stench of the black tide, seeps through the hatch door, rattling the metal hinges. Inside the lighthouse, a dim amber glow bathes everything. What's unfamiliar is the meager smell of unappetizing food hanging in the air, and the sight of exhausted adults around a makeshift table, forcing scattered conversation.
每次过个什么节，广场那边就人山人海。我小时候还会拿零花钱去买几袋子糖，叫什么名字来着？就是很酸，之后又变甜的那个。去兜售一圈，赚一笔。
It's a full-on lore bomb. Yeah, it is. That's why it's so good.
那你挺有商业头脑，我也吃过那个，倒是确实不记得名字了，只记得很便宜，最严厉的妈妈都愿意随手给孩子买几颗。
Are they talking about candies? It seems like it.
对，最开始是老城区那边的店在卖，我老婆怀着身子的时候可爱了。可能因为这个，我女儿也很喜欢。苦在想拿她哄哄也好了。
Rumors has it that the Hilda event is as good as Flora and Oh, that is such a bold claim. Then I can't wait to read it. I haven't watched the PV yet, so we will watch it later. Though the details of these memories have faded, an unspoken understanding lingers in the cadence of their voices. They are bound by a collective nostalgia for a shared place and time. a deep-seated longing for a homeland. This longing is the ember that keeps them fighting. Ceto sits apart from the others, a silent observer clutching her rancor. The concept of warm memories is foreign to her. Man. She cannot fathom how a simple thing like candy could ignite such joy in their eyes.
怎么每次你都坐得这么远？是不是我们讲那些迪斯故事讲的你耳朵都起茧子了？抱歉呐。
No, it's just she cannot relate because she haven't experienced such warm memories, man. I hope Sheaf could give Ceto warm memories from now on. They got big pair of shoes to fill. They do. I hope the writers would surprise us and would impress us. I can't wait.
没。
顶着这么一张兴致缺缺的脸，就别跟我客气了。我也知道，我们翻来覆去讲的也就那么些事儿，没什么新鲜的，有的说不定还记错了，你听了肯定腻。
真没有，我没去过你们说的迪斯，也搞不懂你们说的是老是新，所以不用这些故事，本来也和我没关系。
Herbert settles beside her, a tin can cup in his hand. His gaze moves from her unreadable poker face to her hands, which are meticulously polishing the rancor. A weak, bitter smile touches his lips.
你觉得你是没有故乡，是没有根的人？所以之前芬恩说要把这刀给你，让你正式加入守塔人。我才叫他再考虑考虑。
你是想说，我不配拿他吗？
A rare confusion crosses the girl's face. She looks up at the person next to her, whom she deems her family. Her polishing stilled. Instinctively, her grip tightens on the handle, and she pulls the blade closer to her chest. A clear, wordless refusal to surrender it.
我不是这个意思，赛托。我是想说，我们拿起武器上战场不是为了别的，只是为了保护在迪斯的家人。但你呢？
Yeah.
你没有想保护的东西在迪斯啊。
And it's kind of cruel for a child to be sent to a place like this. But I guess at least she has a family here, man.
守在这里很不容易，拿起那些见鬼的刀，也叫人难受。但只要这么干能保护家里人，我们没什么可抱怨的。
Yeah, what's the point?
你不一样啊，你这么干没好处，只有坏处，这有什么意义呢？
You watch as Ceto's gaze travels the room, skimming over each battle-scarred rancor before settling back on the one in her arms. Herbert's logic remains just out of reach, and her voice is tinged with pure confusion.
只是想加入你们，不行吗？现在的我，不能上战场和你们一起战斗吗？
Hi, Malice. Welcome.
让我想想，该怎么和你说好呢？现在你觉得守塔人很酷、很威风，是因为我们穿着制服，每天操练、敬礼，喊着荣耀啊、英雄啊，享受着后方给的补给。但真打起仗了，可比你想的要残忍很多。要是没有什么东西让你特别想保护，可以支撑着你，你是坚持不下来的。尤其是我们要对付的可不只是怪物，还有那些刀。
At the man's earnest words, Ceto pales and presses her lips into a thin line, as if recalling the rancor's first awakening, the surge of negative emotion and bloodlust that had crashed over her like a black tide. Even so, she stands her ground.
我能做到的，芬恩，你们都会帮我的。
炮火里哪还能顾及那么多呀？哎，算了，赛托，别把我说的放在心上。我就是想着，你和我女儿差不多大，都还是孩子呢。
That's true.
比起拿起武器，孩子还是更适合咬着糖笑。
Herbert pats Ceto's head, slips something into her palm, and stands to walk away. She remains still, her gaze fixed on his retreating form. Only after a long moment does she uncurls her fingers to see what he's left behind. A cellophane candy wrapper, crumpled beyond recognition, its patterns long since faded. You know his warning didn't deter her then, but years later, it would ring with the weight of prophecy. And watching this stubborn girl bite her lip, you can already see the shadow of what she had become. The Ceto who had lost everything and lived only to seek her own death. Man. So that is why that guy is so worried about her.
不要再试着给我止血
No.
没用的，省点物资也好，总还得留点东西给你们回迪斯路上用。赛托，你还年轻，你要撑
The fact that she has to endure all this as a kid, exactly.
撑到最后。
That man has a point. Since Ceto doesn't have, I mean, the only thing that is anchoring Ceto is the other lighthouse keeper, right? So that is like her source of motivation to live. But when everyone was dead, then what was left of her? So she wanted her own death also, but the Rancor does not even want to give that to her. But at least she gets to meet the chief, right? The wounded girl presses a rag so filthy its origin as cloth is unrecognizable against her companion's wound, heaving with all her strength. But life continues to seep through the fabric. Unstoppable as a tide. The soldier's clouded eyes drift with immense effort, a final cold sigh escaping the corner of her mouth.
我知道了，你放心，我会战斗到最后一刻的。
玛丽娜，玛丽娜，你别怕，我会把这些怪物全杀了，我会保护你的。你在迪斯好好的，我就开心了。玛丽娜，别动我的玛丽娜！怪物，杀了你们！杀了你们！
This is so tragic. Ceto when she was still so young, she's seen so many fucking deaths. Ceto, her own arm bound in makeshift stained bandages, stands over the delirious soldier sprawled on the planks. She watches motionless as the wounded keeper's body is seized by a sudden violent tremor, then falls into a final stillness. She even sees someone's death up front over and over again. Man.
休息吧，大叔。你没杀干净的，我来。
赛头啊，我流了多少血？一定很多。看来我是要走了。
别说话。
没事，我不怕死，我就是不甘心。这儿已经没几个人了，我怕守不住啊！我想都不敢想，万一这失手了，我在迪斯的家人会怎么样
？Ceto no longer needs to follow her comrade's struggling gaze to know where it points, as she once did every time. And neither do you. Across the chasm of separate timelines, this knowledge is a shared, grim certainty. They are all looking toward the city.
别想那些，这里会守住的。我们会守住的。
好叫人安心啊，赛头。有你这句话，我就死而无憾了。就是如果梦里还能再回一次迪斯，
This is so sad. It is.
就好了。
Seeing her comrades die one after another. The fellow keeper's breath grows fainter, yet his eyes remain fixed, wide and unseeing. You watch Ceto's fingers twitch, hesitate, then slip behind her to retrieve something from a hidden pocket. She holds it near his nose. It's a candy wrapper, folded and refolded so many times its scent must be a ghost of a memory. Yet sensing her intention, the faintest of smiles touches the dying keeper's lips. Man. Even that small wrapper brings back memories of the city, huh?
这味道让人想起迪斯。真好，我应该能梦到他们了。谢了，赛托。
After a moment, the candy wrapper lies still, no longer stirred by any breath. Ceto retrieves it, her hands automatically folding it back into its familiar shape. But her fingertips keep worrying its edges, a gesture partly of remembrance, partly an unconscious search for a feeling that's unknown to her.
迪斯是什么地方？你们的家真的有你们说的那么好吗？真的值得你们这样拼命去保护吗？值得你们死前也心心念念想要回家吗？
This is so sad. Ceto is wondering, what is this city like? Is it a good place? Is it worth your lives, worth your last thought, this desperate wish to go back? And then when she went back to the city, look what happened to her. Everyone was pointing guns at her, trying to blame her of things she didn't even do. Man. If there was a competition to see who has the saddest backstory, it would end up in group therapy since everyone is sad. Thank goodness she exactly. most sinners have sad backstories, but I guess from sinners who are from East Side, some of them have fucked up childhood, I think. Yeah, she's been wondering that for all those years, and this is how the city treats her. No wonder there's so much disappointment and betrayal in Ceto's eyes earlier.
如果真有一天这里能守住，我能活着走出这里，我想先自己去第四看看。
If I can make it out alive, I'm going to see the city for myself. And look what happened, man. To see that home they never made it back to. That place they were willing to die protecting. The scene is familiar, yet the perspective is new. You watch as Ceto's fingers find the candy wrapper, her gaze turning towards the direction of the city. True, this city is a corrupted shithole. The rest of the world is so much worse. The city is still better than the few alternatives. Exactly. Well, you got alternatives like Frasier. But Frasier and East, yeah. But they don't have hypercube, so I don't know how they live their lives over there, right? So I don't know, man. I hope we get to see cities outside, the city. Maybe they'll have different cultures on the other side of this world. Suddenly, a searing light obliterates the vision. You squeeze your eyes shut against the glare. When the white-hot burn fades, it reveals an unfamiliar bustling scene. White sands. This must be a memory from after she left the lighthouse. The period you know least about, and likely the most crucial to understanding her current motivations. You focus, determined to miss nothing.
哎，你家这孩子怎么总盯着我的货看？该不会是来踩点的吧？我告诉你啊，这可是迪斯来的货，能做这门生意的好不好惹啊？你自己掂量吧。
哎，对不住啊，对不住啊，他没见过世面，怎么教也教不好，我这就揍他。
What？
哎，听到没有？看。
What? The little girl is being treated badly by this man. Is my assumption that she was being illegally trafficked in White Sands actually true? The man's curse, thick with White Sands accent, lands at the same moment as his fist. Oh my god! She's hitting a little girl. I mean, he's hitting a little girl. The audacity. The girl, a skeleton in tattered rags, has no means to defend herself. The blow sends her frail body swaying violently, a breath away from collapsing into the sand. Oh my good lord. Yet she makes no sound. No sob, no scream. Her eyes remained locked on the stall, where cellophane candy wrappers refract the desert sun into a painful glare. It's a light that would make anyone flinch, but she doesn't look away. She doesn't even blink. Oh dear, she seems broken.
叫你别看了，你听不懂人话呀？不是跟你说了几百次了，看这个有。 别跟他做回迪斯的梦了，那地方不会让你进去的。
The merchant's face darkens at her silence. The man raises his fist again, the threat now a rapid guttural stream of Discian. This, finally, she seems to understand. Her eyes glossy with tears she'd held back for so long. Blink, and a single one escapes, tracing a path down her cheek.
回迪斯，回家，我想回家。不，我回不了
Those eyes have been shimmering the entire time. Whether from the pain or the glare of the sun, it is impossible to say. Even as the man fists a hand in her hair and begins to drag her away, her gaze remains locked on the soul of the city candy, her lips moving in a silent mantra. What is this child abuse? Fresh from Ceto's earlier memories, the parallel is unmistakable for you. And a moment later, you see Ceto's own muscular arm snap around the man's throat like a vice.
他说他想回家，你听不见吗？
The man's eyes drop to the stones and the long chain now scattered on the sand at Ceto's feet. His bravado shatters. He understands now that he is being deliberately provoked. His words become nervous, sputtering excuse. His eyes desperately scanning the crowd for any ally who does not appear.
家？对，我是他爸爸呀！我这就要带他回家了啊！你放开我好不好？我们这就要走了。
喂，小孩，他是你爸爸吗？
Sounds like a kidnapper would say, so no.
我当然是啊！哎呀，小孩子不懂的，你不要听他乱说。
Ceto ignores the man entirely, her grip tightening to a conclusive silence. Her eyes shift to the sobbing girl, whose terrified whimpers are answer enough.
行，我信你。那我说我是你爸，你信吗？
Seeing he's met his match, the man wastes no more time. A blade flashes in his hand as he lunges. Ceto doesn't flinch. She moves like a storm, catching his wrist, twisting into a sickening crack preface his howl. Her boot then crushes the same hand he used to beat the girl. A brutal and final punctuation.
就这点胆量和能耐，还敢到处乱咬，也只有抱头鼠窜的样子还能看看。
Ceto wants to be called daddy. Oh, sure, I'll call her daddy. Frasier come for the empty prompts to stay because we experimented on and turn you into a monster. That's, well, yeah, not a good place to stay either. As the man stumbles back, cradling his shattered fist, Ceto's sneer is pure contempt. It's only then she feels a gentle tug at her arm. She looks down into a pair of wide, timid eyes, glistening with unshed tears.
您是第四人？第四哪里？我顺路。
我回不去，也不能回去。
为什么？你不是想回家吗？不是一直盯着那堆迪斯糖看吗？
那些大坏蛋说，他们在沙海战场上捡到了宝贝，他们要看他多久才会把我变成怪物。
These people are so experimenting on the little girl with the fucking rancor. Holy shit. This is so fucked up. Exactly. No wonder she cannot go back. It's not her fucking fault why she had a rancor to herself, man.
他们说我很快就会变成疯子，会乱打人，害死爸爸妈妈，所以我不能回去。我没有家了，爸爸妈妈。
And I think Ceto is kind of seeing herself in the little girl. The little girl's composure shatters, her sobs dissolving into incoherent words. Only fragments are audible. Miss home, mom and dad, can't. You watch Ceto, her brow still knotted with tension, in fear that her scant patience is about to snap. No wonder Ceto didn't say anything. She fears that those officials would know the little girl if it's known she came into contact with her rancor. They already know. They already know that this little girl has a a fragment of the rancor. Ah, wait, you're talking about those custom officials. Yeah. She did not say anything because she really knows that this little kid won't get treated well with a rancor. Man. Instead, she only pulls the girl closer. She retrieves a rusty metal fragment from the child's possession, then carefully wraps it with her own knife in a scrap of cloth. After a few terse questions to confirm the girl shows none of the familiar symptoms, Ceto finally allows herself a shallow sigh of relief.
他们在胡扯，想回去就回去，我看过了。
What?
别听那群混账扯的话。
Or is she just trying to ease the girl's worries here?
可是他们说，迪斯不会让碰了脏东西的小孩回去的。我们已经脏了，会害人的。
什么乱七八糟的！如果还有家，想回家能回家，就该回去，省得最后后悔。行了，我送你。和我一起，没人会查到你身上。有人问你，你就说脏东西一开始就在我身上。比起想着这些哭哭啼啼，小鬼还是更适合咬着糖傻笑。
Now it's her turn to say this. A kid like you should have candy in your mouth and a stupid grin on her face, not sobbing in the sand. Isn't this the line that was the old guy was telling her back then? You can see it in her eyes. Ceto's mind is made up. Her plan fully formed. Her expression remains stern as she pulls the little girl along, snatches a handful of candy from the nearby stall, and stuffs it into the child's hands before leading her away. The merchant, clutching the mineral Ceto left as payment, is ecstatic. You watch the two figures, one tall, one small, retreat into the distance. What mineral is that? Is it hypercube, perhaps? Heading the same way, Ceto's comrade had gazed with their dying breath toward the city. If you've got a home to go to, you go, before you regret not going. Her words hang in the air. Were they for the little girl, or a belated message to her fallen comrades? You're now almost certain that her determination to return the child, the regret she's trying to make amends for, isn't really about the girl. The child is a mirror, reflecting fragments of Ceto's own past. Exactly. Ceto has never lied about her purpose. She genuinely intends to take the girl home. This is simply her method, a stubborn, pragmatic act of exploration and amends. Her harsh exterior is a shield, protecting the innocent child from the world's prejudice against rancors. Since I promised not to let her down, there must be something I can do. He opened the evidence bag from the officials and retrieved the so-called rancor fragment, the alleged threat to the city-state's security, connecting it with her shackles. You begin the scan. Unlike Ceto's dagger, the fragment lies inert in your palm. No mania fluctuations, no triggered memories. Just as you suspected. Phew! Okay, that clears things up. The conspiracy is a fiction.
非常荣幸能看到如此悲壮的过去。我作为迪斯公民，由衷感谢战士们对城邦的守护。
Now, after learning the truth, he's acting all so benevolent. Ew. Cut the act. Use me to validate your fake evidence and get a free look into this core's past. Must be quite the accomplishment for you. Who ordered it? What's the real play? Using a rancor as a scapegoat now?
不愧是东西区的大英雄，您的想象力果然比一般人更加丰富。
You can hide behind the smile. You can hide behind that smile. But know that there are others who take a much dimmer view of anyone playing games with rancors. They won't ask nicely. If you value your position or your skin, you will ensure the child's safety and return supervisory authority over Sinner Ceto to the MBCC. Wow, what a threat!
当然，既然一切都是误会。
This appears to be a regrettable misunderstanding. It's a misunderstanding of your doing. Now fuck off. And you cut him off, your tone leaving no room for negotiation. Your report will state this was a failure of trust, not security. Your paranoia and heavy-handed policies are what created this conflict. Exactly! The lighthouse keepers were manipulated by their own loyalty into sacrificing themselves for pointless foreign campaigns. And now we treat the only survivor as a threat. Who will be left to protect the city when the next crisis comes? That is the security breach you should be worried about. And it's one we can still fix.
您说的对。
I hope you are really listening, dude. This game knows how to make such punchable male antagonists. Exactly. Especially government officials of the city, man. They're so fucking annoying every single time we meet them in an interrogation or in the story. You return after a brief absence, carrying a terminal, a tracker, and a monitoring gear. Ceto's gaze falls on the new restraints laid before her, and a cold smirk twists her lips.
怎么，又来信任我了？
Here's to trust me again. We've always trusted you, okay? It's all a fucking misunderstanding. Angry Chief is hot and dangerous just like the sinners, exactly. Still waiting for an art of more unhinged Chief. Please, Ice, no. No wonder Chief beat up Adelaide to Bella. He's the only villain she can beat up with no consequences. That's true. Because the other assholes that Chief met, she just cannot beat up because they're government officials. Basically, something like a co-worker, perhaps. It was the best I could do. Even after clearing your name, you're still an S-class sinner with a record. Letting you near civilians, these were the only terms they'd accept.
放我接触普通迪斯居民。
Ceto studies you with wary uncertainty. Her brow furrowed in the same way it was when the girls rejected her impulsive offer of help. She's weighing your every word, probing for your true motives. Exactly what it sounds like. The deal is this. You can return the girl home yourself, but you must wear the tracker and leave the city right after. In exchange, they drop the charges. You get to see her home. Make amends for your own regrets. Close that chapter for yourself. The catch is, I'm your guarantor. I'll take full responsibility for you. And I step in if I have to. Oh! Finally, Ceto will have a fucking closure. That is so romantic. Yeah. Not only would Ceto have a proper closure, but basically Chief is taking it's like a fucking proposal again. I take full responsibility for you. Like a wife and a wife. Yes. Ceto's lips twitch at the word regrets. The vulnerability of it clearly unnerves her, yet she offers no denial. In this silence, you sense a newfound trust.
哪有这种天上掉馅儿饼的好事？他们还有什么要求？还是说
What did you trade for
交换了什
this?
么？
Whoa. Do I look like someone who deals in bribes? Don't overthink this. You fought for the city-state once. Today, you protected one of the kids. That's the only currency that mattered. It's that simple. Oh, you earned this trust, Ceto. You, not your rancor. You proved that even when pushed, you control the rancor. It doesn't control you. That's what I used to argue. Your case. You gently push the files and devices aside, locking your gaze with hers. It is a gesture that sweeps away all calculations, leaving only raw honesty. For a moment, Ceto seems disarmed, meeting your eyes with an unblinking steadiness. They're staring intently with each other. Oh, my dear lord. And Ceto seemed disarmed. Damn. Those labels don't define you. You know who you are. Everything you've done, it's never about destruction. It's always about protection. From the very beginning. As for whether this city is still worth protecting for you, I want you to see for yourself. Go find the home that the girl wants to go back to so badly. See the homeland the lighthouse keepers fought for. At least to me, it's not just a name or on a map. And it's not the prejudiced place you've seen. What it really is, I trust you to find that answer yourself. After a long hesitation, Ceto finally raises her hand in silent acquiescence. You circle the table and step closer than you have since your reunion, close enough to hear the soft rhythm of her breath as you remove her restraints and secure the devices in place.
谢了。
Don't mention it. I know you've got a list of problems in the city. I just crossed one off for you. Ah, she's smiling, man. She looks up, and for once, her smile is genuine, stripped of all its usual sarcasm. A soft beep from the monitor confirms it's active. She rises, rolls the stiffness from her shoulders, and gives you a gentle, deliberate nudge.
你打算的倒是挺好，但先告诉你，我可不是那种乖乖按你计划走的类型。
There is no script. My only plan is trusting you to write your own. You share a final knowing smile as she walks out of the interrogation room. Silhouetted against the light from the hall, the device clings to her like faithful shadows as she departs to explore the city, her anchor, and her belonging. Damn, that is so that is so heartwarming. You secured her freedom and cleared her name, yet she still cannot tell invasion from protection, a battlefield from a homeland. Ceto remains a seabird with nowhere to land, circling endlessly over the city. She bears the weight of comrades who never returned, forever searching for a place to belong. In the girl once called a hostage, she found a glimmer of purpose. Her fierce resistance and her frantic need to blame were all born from a single simple desire: to bring them home. To bring everyone home. What is this? A stack of developed photos. An album compiling developed surveillance photos that document Ceto's brave journey in the city. Oh! Someone is probably... I mean, Chief is probably ask someone to tail Ceto and report to her. I see. I see. She's like a mom. A very worried mom. Or is it a very worried wife, perhaps? You have secured for Ceto a measure of freedom, however limited. Though your presence could expedite her journey, you believe these are regrets for her alone to reconcile. The tracking device transmits photographs at regular intervals. Ah, it's the tracking device, I see. Through these images, her exploration of the city, her return to her homeland, her search for protection, you feel as if you're walking beside her every step of the way. Oh, that is so sweet of the Chief. So time to eavesdrop on Ceto, aight. A rhythmic electronic pulse underscores your work. An Ouroboros of sound looping endlessly as you flip through the documents. In the corner of your screen, notifications bloom and vanish in a silent, frantic dance. Finally, after all the sadness, hope appears, and with luck, romantic moments, even if they are small gestures. Exactly. It's another whirlwind of emotions in this interrogation. Win stands by your desk, her eyes flicking toward the chiming terminal. She tries to contain her curiosity, but the relentless beeping wears her resolve thin.
局长，这个新消息提醒这么接连不断的，还这么规律，你不看真的没关系吗？
Don't worry about it. They're just periodic updates from Ceto's tracker. Basic telemetry and visual feed. The system will flag any mania fluctuations or unusual movement automatically. Your attention drops back to the report on the Rancors and Lighthouse Keepers. Wynne, however, remains captivated by the slideshow of images auto-advancing on the screen.
这个怎么都没有在动的？是延迟吗？还是真的没任何变化？啊，动了，局长！虽然没声音，但也能看出好多东西。
This kind of reminds me of what do you call it? Like those collars on cats that has a camera. It's similar like that. To do like I think I've seen some videos. Was it on YouTube or Twitter? Where one owner was wondering, where's my cat going during this around this time? So she put they put a camera on her collar and on the cat's collar, and Viola. I hope Ceto is not bullying anyone. Unlike the cat in those videos I've seen.
定格感好有意思，跟我想象的实时监控比起来，好像莫名的有种陪一个谁一起旅行的感觉呢。
Following along on someone's trip, the phrase pulls your gaze to the screen. The footage is choppy, a silent film stripped of context. Yet you can still trace the narrative woven through its distinct scenes, the shifting backdrops, the subtle changes in posture, the quiet emotions flowing from one frame to the next. Those vids like my cat bullies the entire neighborhood. Yes, that's it. Wynn's comment echoes the fragments you have collected over this past few days. A silent, stuttering reel of Ceto's The City Tour. It is a catalog of moments that have, more than once, offered a fleeting respite from the tension of the looming war. After Ceto's departure, 27:43. This is midnight, bro. It's like 27:43. What's going to happen? Chip has all kinds of wives. Some that act like cats, some that act like dogs, or crazy dragon lady. A great variety. Yeah, we get a lot of variety. All right, that's why we love. That's why we love the MBCC so much. Cheatery, I was wondering if you have beef with Genshin Impact or not. No, not really. I don't really feel anything about Genshin. Sneaked out of Chief's bedroom, huh? On screen, Ceto holds the girl's hand. Her gaze intense as she studies the features of the towering buildings. East side is a steel forest of identical residential complexes, and this one appears utterly unremarkable. So, this is her first destination? Her sense of direction seems to work perfectly well in the city. Not bad. She's making good progress. After Ceto's departure... How many minutes was that? 20? Oh, that's basically 27. I thought this is time. So it's 27 minutes after Ceto's departure, and now it's 35 minutes after Ceto's departure. I see. I explored almost all gacha games except for... I used to stream Genshin. I just have not uploaded my Genshin stream on YouTube. I enjoyed it back then, but I think I got overwhelmed with so many things to do in that game. That's why I just quit. When you look at the screen again, the scene is a near-perfect replica of the last. Ceto stands before what seems to be the same cluster of buildings. Her posture unchanged. The only difference is the faint trace of uncertainty now clouding her expression. This can't be the same complex, can it? Don't tell me she's lost. A check of coordinates confirms she has traveled a significant distance. The architecture is just unnervingly identical. Oh, I see. Now on alert, Ceto shifts, positioning the girl protectively behind her, as if expecting the maze of towers to launch an ambush. It's been 43 minutes since Ceto's departure, bruh. How did she end up back here again? No, wait. It looks like the same complex from before, but a different entrance. Without a detailed map, Ceto remains unaware of this. She stares at the familiar signage, her furrowed brow intense expression suggesting she's contemplating the most efficient way to reduce it to rubble. Girl, no! Please! A semicircle of onlookers has gathered at a distance, pointing and whispering. In the footage, a security guard emerges from his post in the bottom left corner. Simultaneously, the girl notices the development and hesitantly reaches for the hem of Ceto's clothing. It seems like she's loitering around those those apartment, and it caught the security's attention. Man. I wanna watch her trying to socialize and communicate. It is. she's having difficulty communicating. She doesn't even ask for direction. She just roams around. That one surveils her, she got confused at a fancy. Yeah, that's really funny also. It's been 45 minutes already, Ceto. What are you doing? Is it finally this place? These two aren't even saying any words toward each other. They just gasp like... You know the routine notifications mean intervention isn't required. But after witnessing the series of events, focusing on data reports become impossible. Your eyes are drawn back to the screen. The girl takes the initiative, grabbing Ceto's hand and pulling her away at the critical moment, evading the security guard's suspicious glare. Ceto's expression is pure bewilderment. She clearly doesn't understand the need for a tactical retreat, but she doesn't resist. What is happening? It's like Ceto versus the security guard. Save. Your hand moves almost on its own, capturing this moment from across the city. The file preserves a rare, unprecedented expression in Ceto's face amidst the bustling crowd. A mix of bewilderment, dawning realization, and the faint, reluctant smile of someone who just understood their mistake. It's oh holy shit! It's been an hour and 37 minutes, and I wonder if everything has been resolved. Not Chief enjoying the moment. Chief is like a yeah, taking some snapshots of her expressions. Huh? Girl, communicate. Could you please use words? Even the little girl is like Ceto, doesn't say anything. Save again! Chief, you're being too obsessed with Ceto's expressions. In the image, Ceto clutches her tracking device, a makeshift terminal. Facing off against a security guard requesting a registration she doesn't understand. They are locked in a silent, hopelessly confused standoff. Unsure who's in which code to scan. The flickering black and white pattern casts a shifting light over Ceto's tightly pressed lips. The little girl watches, head tilted, observing the adult's clumsy, futile attempts to navigate the screen. Seeing no progress, she rises onto her tiptoes. A small hand reaches out to aid the two well-intentioned but utterly ineffective grown-ups. The child has to step up. I'm so sorry. Chief is so selfish for not sharing Ceto's pics. Yeah. I wish there was a special CG for Ceto's expression. Holy shit, it's almost 3 hours after Ceto's departure and still lady I haven't got it inside the apartment. Great.
Huh?
Liar girl? Chief, what are you saving? Again, save. The photo freezes. Ceto standing like a grim quarantine barrier between the girl and the brightly dressed flyer promoter offering candy. Ceto is just overly protective. The promoter is baffled by such intense vigilance, staring blankly at Ceto, whose entire posture radiates a wall of pure rejection. Mirroring her protector, the little girl clutches the hem of Ceto's clothes, hiding behind her. Only her stern little face is visible, peeking out with an expression that uncannily echoes Ceto's own hardened glare. Ceto is just exclamation, yeah, and some grunts, I guess, like, huh? That's the only line she's delivering right now, and different expressions also. It feels like the little girl is is becoming a carbon copy of Ceto. It's been 4 hours. Ceto never beating the cat allegations. No, she's definitely a cat, and Chief is like the owner who takes pictures of the cat because she is amused. It's true. Compared to a continuous video feed, these fragmented moments better convey a sense of progression. A journey viewed step by step. You turn your head slightly. The timestamp keep advancing, and the narrative is now reaching its conclusion. The scenes show an apartment doorway. The camera's high angle, limited by its mount, frames Ceto's straight back silhouette against a glimpse of the interior. A woman, her eyes glistening, clutches Ceto's hand, speaking with visible emotion. The little girl waits nearby, safe in her father's arms. Ceto's brief role as a protector is over. Her back is once again unaccompanied, yet her posture seems more resolute than before. Save. Ah. You save the final photo. In it, Ceto is withdrawing her hand, having just pressed something into the girl's palm. The child stands in the doorway, now cradling a cellophane-wrapped candy, her face illuminated with a radiant joy. The save successful notification flashes and vanishes, immediately replaced with by an incoming call. By an incoming call alert from Ceto's temporary terminal. You glance around and notice that Win has, at some point, quietly closed the door for you. You answer the call. Win just left the chief.
任务顺利完成了，
Doesn't want to
好事
disturb
比预期长，
her.
但还算顺利。
Win doesn't want to disturb Chief's entertainment, I guess.
这家人说，他们为了找孩子，花了一大笔钱，家底都耗空了。如果不是还不愿意放弃希望，早就搬走了。所以，如果再晚来几天，甚至更久，也许凭我，凭他的记忆，就很难真的送他回家了。 至少不会这么轻松。
You listen silently to her words, still terse, blunt, and somewhat stiff. Yet, though only a few hours have passed, Ceto navigating the streets of Eastside is no longer a complete stranger to this city.
这都是你的功劳，谢了。
I didn't do anything. Finding her, bringing her back to the city, getting her home, that was all you. Even the decision to protect her from the start was... What's with that wet puppy look again? Suddenly the street scene behind Ceto freezes. Something has snagged her attention, a rare occurrence for someone of her singular focus, halting your conversation mid-sentence. That look, right? Ceto? Even at the sound of her name, her tense profile remains rigid, offering no acknowledgement, much less a return to your dialogue. So you change tactics. You abandon your questions and instead listen, straining to catch the faint trace of whatever sound has so completely captured her.
亲爱的，你真的一定要去吗？对门麦凯夫人说，最近外面很危险，生意也不好做。不要说能不能赚到钱，人都不一定能安全回来。家里还有点积蓄呢，虽然不多， 也没有少到非要你出门赚钱不可的程度。亲爱的，我真的怕你回不来啊！你要是有什么事儿，我和丽丽应该怎么
What is
办？
this?
你想过吗？
Is this a drama?
当然想过，亲爱的，我当然想过，万一我有什么事，谁来保护你们？但我还是要去。不如说，就是因为这样，我才要去。风暴马上就要来了，我不能在家里坐吃山空。你也知道，越是危险的时候，就越需要点家底傍身。我想要保护你们，所以我才要出去挣钱，那是我的战场。
The voices are faint, nearly swallowed by the din of the city. You would have to strain to catch them, but for a sinner like Ceto, they are likely as clear as if they were being spoken right beside her. Hydrate. Okay, I will hydrate. Thank you for that. For one such as her, she can undoubtedly discern the subtle tremor in the woman's voice, the thread of resolve woven through the man's, and the sharp edge of mockery in the whispers of passerby. And beneath it all, she may hear something more. The relentless undercurrent of this era that flows just beneath their words.
爸爸要出远门吗？那这个给爸爸。老师说，要是爸爸妈妈出远门，好宝宝要送你们自己最喜欢的东西，这样爸爸妈妈就不会因为太想丽丽哭得眼睛痛痛了。
This probably reminds Ceto of the stories her comrades tells her.
这不是丽丽最喜欢的糖吗？我的丽丽真是太贴心了，还怕爸爸哭的。
爸爸已经哭了吗？不要哭，眼睛会痛痛的。吃糖糖，吃糖糖，爸爸眼睛就不痛了。
不，爸爸不吃，爸爸会把这个一直带着的。等爸爸想丽丽、想妈妈想的受不了了再吃。丽丽，你要记住，爸爸不管离你多远，都会一直想着你，保护你的。你在家要乖乖的，听妈妈的话，爸爸一定会争取快快回来，回到你们身边的。
The conversation has ended. The family has left. Yet Ceto remains, anchored in place. Her eyes narrow slightly, as if gazing at a distance, at a distant brilliant glare, perhaps the way sunlight catches on cellophane. Her profile is still, weathered and unchanging as a reef stone shaped by coastal winds. What are you looking at? What do you see now? Alan stretches. But as Ceto resumes walking, the tapestry of the city's streets unfolding behind her once again. You can almost feel the gears turning in her mind. She isn't refusing to answer. She is assembling her thoughts. And when she finally speaks, her voice is decisive.
我看到了你说的，芬恩他们说的，想要保护的东西。
Oh.
还有，想要战斗的理由。
Is that what you were hoping to see? Has the city given you the answer you were looking for? This time, there is no hesitation. She lifts her gaze, looking squarely into the monitoring device as if seeing through it. Across the distance, directly to you. The person who once described the city to her from within the lighthouse.
是，我有答案了。
Behind her, the city pulses, a flow of rushing crowds. the rhythm of blinking neon, the living, breathing entity of a metropolis and its people. With the ghost of her comrade's homeland at her back, Ceto now strides forward, her path clear, moving toward the city gates, toward the end of the promise you secured for her. Maybe we'll meet again soon. When we do, Ceto, I hope you've found a place to call your own, and something worth protecting. Whatever that place is, whatever that something turns out to be.
我不是这个意思，赛托。我是想说，我们拿起武器上战场不是为了别的，只是为了保护在迪斯的家人。但你呢？你没有想保护的东西在迪斯啊。守在这里很不容易，拿起那些见鬼的刀，也叫人难受。但只要这么干能保护家里人，我们没什么可抱怨的。你不一样啊。
The way she made a similar promise to Zoe.
这有什么意义呢？
She is so smooth. She keeps on saying all these promises to sinners, man.
好活里哪还能顾及那么多呀？哎，算了，赛托，别把我说的放在心上。我就是想着，你和我女儿差不多大，都还是孩子呢。比起拿起武器，孩子还是更适合咬着糖笑。
风暴马上就要来了，我不能在家里坐吃山空。你也知道，越是危险的时候，就越需要点家底傍身。我想要保护你们，所以我才要出去挣钱，那是我的战场。不，爸爸不吃，爸爸会把这个一直带着的。等爸爸想丽丽，想妈妈想的受不了了再吃。丽丽，你要记住，爸爸不管离你多远，都会一直想着你，保护你的。你在家要乖乖的，听妈妈的话，爸爸一定会争取快快回来，回到你们身边的。
A young father, a tearful mother, a child clinging to her mother's leg, her small face confused by the grief of a parting she cannot understand. These are the moments treasured like candies, carefully preserved in their shimmering wrappers. Is this what Finn and Herbert sought to protect? When Herbert left the city for the outpost, the lighthouse before the black tide, where Ceto met him, had he too carried the memory of a scene like this? What are you looking at? What do you see now?
我看到的是另一种新的守塔人，没有特殊武器，没有战争经验，也没有士兵的意志，普通人中的普通人。什么家人，什么迪斯，就算没有利刃的造诣，他们也迟早会被那个名为战场的地狱撕碎、吞噬，变成恶鬼。
She closes her eyes, clenching her fist.
但我不一样，我是禁闭者，我是从黑潮里出来的人，那破刀早就干扰不了我了。我比那些普通人强得多，我能战斗到最后一刻，能杀干净其他人杀不干净的怪物，能守住我想守的东西。
Even if she cannot prevent tragedies like what befell the lighthouse keepers from ever happening again, she can still fight to ensure they happen less often.
我知道自己要去哪儿了，我要回那个地狱战场。我从那里诞生，在那里长大，该由我来抹除它，给它一个了结。过去的 未来的每一个想要回家的人，用我去换吧，换他们有家能归。这就是我想守的东西。
Damn. She finally found something to fight for. And she's willing to use herself. Ceto opens her eyes. The battlefield stretches before her. The weight of her weapon rests solidly in her hand. This world is one of sharp, unforgiving edges, a pressure that should be suffocating. Yet she finds it comforting, familiar. It is a reality she can command. She kills the monster before her and takes a step forward. The act no longer feels like sinking into a hollow, bottomless swamp. Now, each kill delivers a clear, tangible feedback, a purpose solid enough to count one by one. Another creature falls with a dying howl as other Rancor soldiers carve a path through her flanks. She presses onward. Here, killing is survival. Fighting is survival. And for the first time, both survival and combat hold meaning. Forward. Always forward. The soldiers form a living barrier against the endless surge of monsters. Like the cliff face once battered by the black tide. This battlefield is far from the city, but she knows with absolute clarity what lies behind this defense line.
杀得越多，坚持得越久，能救的东西，能保护的东西就越多。
啊，
芬恩，赫伯特，
啊，
局长，你们当时也是这么想的吗
Even remembers the chief now, yes.
为了守护而厮杀的感觉，原来是这样的。
Perhaps she has finally found it, a homeland, a place of belonging, her new lighthouse. Ah! She found her new lighthouse. Damn, that is so good. What an amazing epilogue to Ceto's event, man. That was good. It is. Finally, a closure to Ceto's regrets. Thank you, Ice New. She has found her lighthouse to guard. Perhaps the battlefield was her true home all along. With this core receiving her enlistment request, you finally learn the deal she struck with Augustus. The aged blade, salvaged from beneath the black tide, bought her the freedom to command the Rancor dagger independently. Now, by her own will, she joins the BR-005 campaign. Like her fallen comrades, her name will be just another forgotten ripple in the shallows of history. Oh, so when we were battling BR-005 in the Shattered Blade event, she was also fighting with us, man. That's off my head. I think the ship now has 3 cat wives, Ceto, Angel, and Chelsea, and a Lion Queen daughter who is a cat. Oh my god, you're right. It would be used multiple times, but whenever a sitter finds their purpose in chief, I swear it. And me too. Because it feels like because of chief, they it's either chief made them think differently from the way they did before, or the chief really changed them completely for the better. I love when sinners undergo things like this, like chief will be, I can change her, and chief actually managed to change them for the better. But don't get me wrong, okay, I still love characters where they are so fucked up chief just cannot save them. Example like Cabernet, you know, a lot of sinners in MVCC, right? Anyway, that is so good. A very good epilogue. Can't wait for the day we interrogate Zoya. Well, we wait further. When would that be? I wonder. I miss her. Me too. I miss her. I miss Zoya. Rahu and Shalom. Who else? Also, we'll be reading through. Wait, let me see this. Ooh, what do we have here? Very pog. Criminal record. The subject is a lighthouse keeper at an abandoned border watch outpost on the white sand border. We know this. Current evaluation indicated she has developed complete immunity to the rancor's mental corruption, capable of suppressing her own bloodthirst and even infusing her own consciousness back into the weapon. While her character remains cold and volatile, she has not displayed unprovoked aggression. It is worth noting that the subject displays an exceptionally high sense of justice and duty, demonstrating the resolve to protect non-combatants on the front lines, and thus should be considered a powerful and reliable asset in combat. Aww! Wow, she has a high sense of justice. I love Ceto, man. She can't save them all, but even those who aren't safe are still her wives, just more dangerous. Exactly. At least those dangerous ones are leashed to the chief via the shackles, right? She possesses extraordinary survival instincts which unconsciously activated in desperate situations, intensifying her battle willpower and transferring it to her rancor dagger. Through the combined effects of her strong will and the rancor's bloodthirst, she can manipulate storms, wielding a powerful field that diminishes the enemy's morale. Born on the White Sands battlefield, she miraculously survived a mania-contaminated environment while still an infant. Her sinner abilities were awakened by her infantile survival instinct, while her innate resistance to contamination granted her exceptional compatibility with the Rancors. The Rancor has inflicted severe mental corruption on her while showing no physical symptoms. She exhibits serious pessimistic and paranoid tendencies and uncontrolled violent impulses. When she loses control, she also displays extreme self-destructive tendencies. She's over that, hopefully. During the White Sands Lactite incident, she inadvertently rescued Chief under the extreme circumstances. They established a brief partnership. Following the incident's resolution, the subject was officially relieved of her lighthouse keeper duties and departed from her original station. During its prime, this corps establishes a network of border watch lighthouses along the White Sands border, equipped with the Rancors. The subject was originally an orphan from the White Sands battlefield, taken in by the Lighthouse 7, denied official acceptance by the city authorities due to unverifiable identity. She was instead raised by the keepers of Lighthouse 7. Later, the subject voluntarily joined the Lighthouse Keepers and completed Rancor training. Now do Bianca's interrogation. Not right now, though. It's already almost 3 a.m. my time. We'll do it next time, okay? Next stream. Records indicate that the nuclear contamination at the ground zero of Operation Skyfall mixed with mania to form the Black Tide. This contamination spread rapidly, destroying all border watch lighthouses. The city never responded to the distress signal. Surviving lighthouse keepers rallied the Lighthouse 7, but all soon perished due to the resource shortage, rancor corruption, and battles with side crawlers. The subject was the sole survivor. It's 1 a.m. there! My back also hurts, damn. We're old. Always she to read her need for sleep, of course. I'm not that young anymore to be sleep deprived, although for me sleep deprived is like maybe 4 hours, 5 hours or more. That's already good sleep for me. As the sole survivor, she continued to send distress signals to the city as ordered. Due to the spatio-temporal distortions caused by the black tide, the signals were never transmitted successfully. When supplies were exhausted, she resorted to consuming black tide monsters for sustenance. During this period, she attempted suicide multiple times, but the Rancor intervened in her consciousness, forcing her to live on. Only upon contact with Chief did she finally receive effective assistance from the city, ultimately leading to the elimination of the black tide contamination. Damn, I need to build more compliance. 5 hours luxury, right? Have you seen Cinna's interrogation? No, not yet. I find it interesting because she treats the male chief and the female chief differently. Really? Yeah, someone mentioned it in chat before. I haven't yet. Wow, we got a lot of interrogations to read, guys. So many things I'm interested in reading. I just hope I have a lot of time. 5 hours is luxury, right? There's only so much time on our hands, sadly. The subject exhibits extreme reclusiveness, avoiding social interactions and frequent isolating herself to observation tasks from high vantage points. Bureau staff attempting conversations are quickly deterred by her cold demeanor and hostile responses. However, certain reports indicates that one can quickly become recognized as their companion through combat. So that's in order to be close to Ceto, you need to battle her and you'll be companions. I see. Some sitters are just clearly more attracted toward female chief more than male chief. Chelsea also does. Really? I did read Chelsea's before when I did read Chelsea's interrogation, but it was off stream. Let's not forget. Wait. I want to watch Hilda's event. Hold on, folks. Hilda's event. They released the PV earlier, but I did not watch it just yet. Path to Nowhere. Oh, I searched Path to Nowhere and my stream popped up. Right. Let's see. Yes. It's so good. Okay. Let's go. What the is that a torture chamber?
Secrets should vanish in the wind, just as rain disappears into water. I can see those radio waves drifting through the air, inscribed as epitaphs for every era.
Is this a murder mystery?
Thank you for your kind reception.
Also, she sounds so hot.
For me, this simply means moving from my old cage to a new one.
What does Hilda do again? I forgot. Mine Labyrinth? Oh no, new attires.
Don't be so restrained. Whether you're holding a bill or sheet music, I'll gladly receive you.
Do I have money for this? Oh no, it's it's the Yugu skin. Oh shit.
I'll go prepare the campfire.
Am
We
I
have a new
fucked?
client tomorrow, and if you catch a cold, we won't be able to make this escort run.
Fateful decisions. The event seems like a murder mystery. Oh my god, what happened to her? What is this? Psychic flight? What is this? It feels like we're gonna do a lot of things in the event. That's just me though. When rain meets gunfire. What is this about? Cypher's Fall? Horror looks so good. It is. Cypher's Fall, gunfire fades. Cyclops. You are not alone in your own mind. What is happening here? I am deeply intrigued. Did someone got murdered? What are we investigating here? I wonder. Some disappearances, perhaps? Also, what is this? It looks like an electric chair. Who's getting tortured? What the fuck is happening? I wish Aiza would do more animation. So Orm Secret Team, so I would have to skip her. Ah, okay. It's because she's hot. I'm gonna roll. I wish Aiza would do more animation. Same here. I don't have mine, so I don't need to worry about you. Close. I just cry in the corner, man. I'm not sure. It's the holidays. I'm broke during holidays, guys. So I'm not sure. I want you goose skin, but they do a rerun, so I can get it next time. Definitely, it's a mystery kind of event, but what are we investigating? I wonder.
Just as rain disappears into water.
Also, she has a mark on her throat. Is it similar to a sage's mark? I wonder. If I get too attached to her, I'm cooked. Then you're gonna roll.
I can see those radio waves drifting through the air, inscribed as epitaphs for every era.
He seems like a detective, I think. She's so pretty, man. Damn. Damn, I'm looking respectfully.
For me, this simply means moving from my old cage to a new one.
I can't wait. Yeah, she's definitely detective-like. Ah, she's agent. Oh, she's an agent. Agent. I wonder if she's connected to the city peeps. She has a very big heart. Yeah, very big heart indeed. Also, this live Tsuri is so good. She looks so pretty. Yeah. And what's with the red gloves? That screams mental illness. I think. Who in the hell wears red gloves like that? That is so sus, man. Do we have other PVs? I know. That's it. There's so many. There's so little clues. Also, do I need to prepare my ass for this? Yeah, there's so many. There's little clues to what's this? There's little clues to yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the event, bro. Oh. Do we get interrogation of her? What was that? She summons a freaking... What is that? A satellite? Mental illness, yeah. What the fuck? She summons a... What the hell is that? And let's just call it a device, I guess. Okay. So we're not getting her interrogation just yet. There's no mention of interrogation. I wonder why the interrogation is delayed.
Don't be so restrained. Whether you're holding a bill or sheet music, I'll gladly receive you.
I wear no true form, but only echoes of your minds.
Damn,
I'll
I
go
really
prepare the
want
campfire.
that.
We have a new client
Oro
tomorrow,
skin
and if you
also
catch a
looks
cold,
good.
We won't be able to make this escort run.
And it's a 3-star. I'm broke. New gameplay. Your resources went to Raho Reforge. Mine went to Adela Reforge. And I still haven't maxed her. Ripperonis. What's this? It really, wait. What? Kek, wait. Why is the boss Hilda herself? Why? We're battling her. Oh no. Has something to do with Frasier. Uh-oh. We're battling Hilda as the final boss. Great. I wonder what happened to the event. Will she betray us? Or is that in her mental, the battle in her mind, like with Ceto's? Also, we've read through that Lady Pearl event, so we're good. Wow, I can't wait. And this is releasing on, if I remember correctly, 24th. Yeah, it is. Wow, Christmas Eve, and there's a Path to Nowhere update. Okay, I'm busy that time, but I will try on the 25th to stream this, okay? After years, I managed to get all the chief's wives and daughters, so I have plenty saved up for when she arrives. I only have like, how many do I have right now? Oh, real question is how will she kidnap Chief? Yeah, I wonder how. That's a good question. Will Chief get kidnapped or will Chief get dragged into some kind of mess again? I can't wait to find out. Guys, do you think Chief got kidnapped? Or Chief got her consciousness got transported to some place like that. Basically kidnapping of consciousness. More, I want to see more. I miss more also. I miss my fucked up wife. Anyway, I hope it's no pity and story if Chief didn't get kidnapped. You're right. So basically, it's another form of kidnapping, but we need to find out what it is on the event itself. Right. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me, folks. I'm gonna go bed because it's already 3 a.m. and my doggos is pestering me. They probably want to, they want to go out and relieve themselves. Yeah, thank you, folks, for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the interrogation with me. Don't leave me, Chino. Time to go bed. Sleep well, folks. I'll see you, I think, in a few hours. But it's a Nikkei stream because I haven't done the Christmas event just yet. Yeah. Bye. Yes. See you around. Thank you. The next Path to Nowhere stream is probably after the Nikkei stream. And that would be Bianca interrogation. Okay. Watsu Cheatery. Sleep well, folks. Bye-bye.